Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Now you'll be wondering why I'm taking footage of a floor with paint. Part of my setup here is that that is my lab over there in my back garden, and that's where all of the videos tend to be done. Well, I thought, well, it's getting a bit small, so what I'm doing is I'm painting the floor. I've done some basic maintenance around it, and I'm going to be building a stud wall and also a stud frame inside to build a brand new room. Let me just zoom out a little bit. There we go, that's a bit better. Yep, so it could be a brand new room at the back of my garage. The motorbike, which is currently sitting there, is going to go here, and then there's going to be a wall from that thing where that white paint is. Actually, no, I think it's the next one. Actually, it's the next one. Yeah, it's the next one there. So that there, and it's going to go across. There's going to be a door, and that will be my new office and lab. So I'm moving my home office, which I've been in my spare room. I've got it all set up in my spare room, and I'm going to be moving that and my lab into here. Reason being is over the winter, the shed was actually unusable. Even though it's heavily insulated, it costs an absolute fortune to heat. Well, this is a lot easier to keep warm. It's got a decent roof on it. It's going to be insulated. It's going to be a lot easier to keep dry as well. The shed got moist, and stuff inside got slightly moist as well. Not wet, but just there was just damp everywhere. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm doing. Is I'm actually painting this with garage paint, sealing all the sides, making sure that nothing can come in. Paint the entire floor. Again, build a stud wall from about, let's see, that's that one there, across, door on this side, motorbike this side, storage up there, and also storage just above there. And yeah, so if I just come in, so stud wall is going to be there, just there. Inside, I'm going to put a wooden frame, stud wall frame, and I'm going to put insulation. I may replace this with a window, I'm not sure. And yes, I'm going to actually put a frame all the way on the inside, up to the ceiling. Now the issue is with the ceiling is that actually my head actually comes very close to it, and even on that one it's even closer. However, I'll just move back a little bit. My main desk is going to be in that corner, so standing up I won't hit my head. This side here, which will come to about there, will be where the electronics are done. Home office there, TV, video, stuff like that over in that corner, and then a door just here. And that door will actually open out to give me as much space in as possible for my room. We've got plenty of electrics. I redid the whole electrics here when I first came in. It's a lot better than hell it was. It was absolutely janky. I still got issues. That's my main feed back to the house. That's the previous owner, and what I'm going to do is actually run a proper armour cable like I've done there out to the shed, so I'm going to replace that as well going across. Yeah, so first step is to actually paint the floor with it's like a garage paint, heavy duty garage paint. That will seal it. I've sealed all the edges around there so we don't get moisture in. The CLS wood is the stud work is coming in tomorrow, so I need to get this done, and I need to let this dry as well. This whole area here dry. I've got about 3 or 4 days before I can actually use it. So yeah, and I'm just sort of going to store the wood under my carport there. So I've shifted all the other cars out. I've got one down the street and I've got two out in the front. So yeah, that's really what we're doing for this. So hopefully this will show you that actually I'm trying to improve the channel by giving it a bit more space, and do something with this, because it's just completely wasted. My bike was sitting here on its own and a bit of storage at the end there. It really was not it was just wasted. So I'm going to build that and move everything and the Resurrection Retro into its own dedicated area at the back of the garage. I'll probably outgrow it probably in about a year or so, but it's a good project. Right, let's get this floor painted. Okay, so floor is painted except for where this box is. So I'll do that once the rest of it's dry. So yeah, that's all done. Yeah, it's looking quite different. But again, this will create a barrier against moisture coming in, and also make it easier to work on. And if I drop oil on the floor here when I'm doing motorbike stuff, and for a while I'll actually not put anything down on the floor when I'm using the room, and I'll get some sort of tiling, carpet tiling, something like that there. So yep, so that's done. Wood will be coming in tomorrow. Once this is dry, I'm going to start building the frame. I've taken off the edge of that beam there as it was fouling the bottom of the roof here, and it was actually sticking out quite a bit further, that one over there. And what I've done also is brace the beam itself. I used the jack with a piece of wood to prop it up, and then I've then screwed a batten in there. I'm just sorting out the gap for the armoured cable, which goes out to the other shed. That will go in there quite nicely. Next is to slice the bottom of this off as well, just make it flush with this. So the actual frame itself, which will come up to about there against this and be screwed into it, that won't foul against it. So I've got to take a thin slice off that one. Also, I am seriously considering reinstating that window with a nice UPVC. So this part here mustn't protrude into the window base, so I've got to, again, slice that all off there, which is harder than it looks. This is that's the width I've taken off of the beam over there. So yeah, it was quite a chunk of wood out on that. It seems really solid. I've also managed to stop the bow. There was a slight bow in the roof, and the water used to pool on it. And if you look very carefully, you can see dark patches where mould has started to gather, where the water stays there so long. Even though it's a rubber roof, I'm getting little bits of mould everywhere, which could also be because the garage was wet for a while due to the leak from next door, which came in all along here, which has now been fixed on their side. Thank you, Gaynor. That has been really appreciate doing that. And yeah, so that was quite wet all the time, you can see along here. So it could just be that it was in a damp moisture, like a damp environment. So right, I'm having a break, and I'm going to crack on with that later on this afternoon and get that done. The next beam is actually in line with the roof beam itself, and as you go further up, that's how they built it. The workman who came in and got in seemed to think that was the best way to do it, which, well, I would have actually started with a full beam at the top and then expanded it higher, but well, fine. So I don't have to worry too much about that. All of this will be hidden because there'll be the actual new stud wall will go across that and it will hide it all. And I've got to take a chunk out of this, like I've done with the other one and that one, to allow the armour cable to go through. So slowly but surely prepping, ready to build the first wall, which will be the back one. Second beam done. Sorry, my hands are shaking. I've been hammering and chiseling. Pretty much just a little bit off the bottom. This won't be seen, so there's going to be a OSB board or like this, or MDF on the roof with insulation. So yeah, that's all there. The cable is run and it's now out of the way. I could have disconnected it at the end and run it all the way back and run it on the outside, but that was quite a lot of work, and I thought, well, just fuck it. It's there, it's fine. Yeah, we're good. Oh, there we go, there we're good. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I need a cup of tea. So yeah, so we've got everything near enough out of the way of the roof beam here. Same on the other side. So there's a little bit of protrusion in here, and there's a little bit of this stuff here. I'll clean that up all later. But yeah, it literally was probably what, 8mm to clear it. So yeah, I've checked the water on the roof, and it's actually running much better now. Now I've done this. So I've also put a couple of screws in either end to make sure it's all secured down. Funnily enough, this side wasn't actually secured, but that side was. So, okay, I'll put another one in there. There we go, that's that part done. Right, okay, first stud wall is up. Reasonably even, 44, 42, 42, 42, 46 on the widths. And yeah, the noggins are in. It's all attached at the top. It's also bolted into the bottom. So it's going absolutely nowhere. Yeah, starting to come together. So, all right, next wall. So this side of the garage is done. When I cut the 2.4 metre lengths, the leftovers I was going to use for the noggins, and realised actually they were a little bit too small, so I used offcuts there just to brace them. It's pretty strong. Well, yeah, wobbles. But yeah, that's fine. Again, it's all right. I'm going to put a couple more screws in just to make sure everything's all good. But yeah, it's going to be fine. Fine for what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, horrible. Looks horrible, but actually it'll be fine. It creates structure between the uprights, but also when you put the insulation in, it actually helps keep the insulation from just dragging down. So yeah, that'll do. Right, okay. I'm going to put some more screws in just there, just to make sure they're all good. And then I think the next one is going to be this side. Finally got this wall done. It's been a couple of days. I've had lots going on. So I had trouble actually mounting the bolts in. There's something down there which is preventing the drill from going through, and I've got new drill bits, all sorts. It is firm. It's right there. It's going to work. The whole point of that is to actually not to hold it down, but actually to stop it from coming out this way. So yeah, it's all there. I've surrounded the window there, put in the noggins. The next stage is to do the door bit. I'm not entirely sure whether to keep on going and do the whole thing, and this wall here, or just go up to the door there and then maybe do the rest of it later. I'm not sure yet. So I think I might have oh, hello, there's Safi. Right, yeah, I think I've got enough wood to do the majority of it. So yeah, so that's done. A little bit wonky at the end, but there's nothing I could do about that. That was actually the garage itself, but that'll be fine. Okay, so we're on to the insulating the new office. What I've got here is I've got just ordinary loft insulation, which is getting in my throat. What I've done is I've put this. It's basically it's a weed membrane. I use it to. I've done this on the shed. I use it to actually keep all the insulation in place. Seems to work really well. So yeah, it allows me to get the insulation in. I'm just going to put that piece of membrane on, and yeah, it just keeps everything in place and allows me to get everything in and then put the boards on. So, and I'm coughing. Anyway, right, let's get on with this. And there we go. Everything's all stapled in, and I'll trim off the ends at the bottom when I start boarding. But yeah, it allows me to get the insulation into place prior to actually boarding. So yeah, and it works really well. It's a little technique I was taught by a friend of mine. And the actual barrier itself, the actual thing, it just works really well. So yeah, so right, I'm going to do those two corners next and take it from there. Right. Okay, so the new door has turned up. That was delivered today. I've taken off 2 centimetres from the top and 2 centimetres from the bottom. The problem I've got is the roof is bowed and the floor dips down at the bottom there. And as you can see, I've put some pieces of wood down there just to hold that part of the door up. I have had to, if I show you, put some plywood as spacers, so it goes from 2 down to 1 here, just to bring the door frame down. I've had to cut down the door frame a little bit too much, but that's fine. I can deal with that. The door's quite nice. It was from Travis Perkins here in the UK, and it was £58. I think that's pretty good. So yeah, it's an absolutely perfect fit on the width. I think it's a little bit too perfect actually. I need to probably just plane down the door a little bit. So yeah, it's absolutely bang smack in there. You might be able to see a little bit of light. No, you can't see it. I can see light coming in from inside the room. So yeah, it is absolutely bang on in terms of, let's just step back, of the actual width. All the way up and on both sides, it is bang on. So my measurements were good, a little bit too good. The gap at the top of the door will be at the bottom, so when I hang it, there'll be a draft excluder on the bottom. Now, if you look down here, you can see that the floor dips at the bottom. So I'm going to have to sort something out with the draft excluder. I have measured from the shortest distance for the whole of the measurement. So yeah, this is very close. This gap is very, very close to what I want. It's a little bit dipping down here, but that's fine. I haven't really got anything more I can pack in there. I'll fill all this in with some sort of cork or something like that, like a builder's filler thing across there. These two parts here I'll fill in with actually a little bit of wood there just to do it. I've now also got, if you bear with me, it's all one of these locks. These digit locks, push button locks from Smith & Lock. So that's going to go into the onto the door there. I've got to recess the hinges as well, and this is where I think my fitment is way too tight. Otherwise my measurements were very good. That's what I'm kidding myself anyway. So I'm probably going to plane this down, get the electric planer out and just plane that side down a little bit, just to give myself a bit of movement. I'm very pleased with that door. Okay, so it's getting dark. Yeah, sun's going down. I've managed to get the door on. A bit of a pain in the backside, and I had to sort of take the door frame apart. But if I do that, we actually get. Oh, it's very difficult to see, but it actually closes. If I come in on the other side. Right, there we go. That's the door. Looks quite smart actually. Must admit, I'm pleased with that. It's just scraping a very, very minor amount. It's actually staying there because of that. So as you can see, if I just do that, it seems to stay. I managed to catch it. I slipped. Something on my, I tripped up over something as I was putting it down, and it slipped and it just dented it a little bit, but that's fine. I can tidy that up. So yes, I've put my hand through. So door is on, and then the door handle will go back there where I've put that little mark just there. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. That was a pain in the arse to fit, but yeah, and it seems to be quite solid. I had to put extra strengthening into that side there where the hinges go. The hinges, oh my god, what a pain in the arse they were. It's an absolute mess. I don't care. This is a shit. This is a garden thing. I just wanted the bloody thing to work. So my putting my hinges on was an utter pig. I've tried to just chamfer the edges off a little bit, but yeah, I'm dead pleased with that. Let's close it again. Yep. Seems pretty damn good. Right, I'm going in for the night, and we'll start again tomorrow when I put the lock on, and then in two days' time, the all the panelling for all of the walls is coming in. I'm using plywood, so yeah. Oh god, right, I need a cup of tea. Okay, so the first board is up. Doors in, as seen in other parts of the video. It's, for some reason, it's tightened up a little bit. So if I pull it up, there we go. Hello, Jack. He's off doing something. Yeah, so first board up. Got another bit there. I'm going to board out that part there as well, and then start moving through to the inside. Right, with the help of my friend Mark, we've managed to get two of these panels up, these boards up on the ceiling, and I've also sorted out the electrics for that strip. That strip will actually go to the end for now, but that's just temporarily there. So yeah, let's get all the other ones up. With the help of my friend Mark, he helped me get the lower boards all done. So that's all in. So I've just been to the DIY shop and got a back box for the light socket, and I'm going to do all the top as well. Over here, these are the boards. New boards. I said all of that is done. So yeah, really coming along nicely. So hopefully I might even be able to get in here by the next weekend. I'm hoping. I've got the floor tile adhesive as well. And so yeah. Alright, let's get all this top boards in. First wall done. That's all up there now. I've run the electrics in for the socket for the heater and also for the light socket. Yep, that entire wall's done. Okay, there's some gaps up the top here. I need to sort that all out. Yep, that's absolutely fine. I can deal with that. It's not going to be perfect because this garage is all over the place. Oh, hello, Safi. Hello, Jack. Yeah. You want me to play with you? All right then. Let's go and play for 10 minutes. All right, come on in. Second wall done with the socket for the amp and my hi-fi system, which will be on shelves there. There's Jack doing his best to get in the way. So yeah, that's all done. Another wall done. Another wall done on this side. Really just got that to go, and all the walls are complete. So that side is done as well. So yeah, last one. Okay, I have done all the walls in my Swedish sauna of an office. Yep, that's all done. The last one didn't go in very well. There's a gap there. I can deal with it. I can deal with that. And there's gaps up there. It's fine. I can fill it. It's not a problem. It's just the whole thing is quite lopsided and off. So, well, it is what it is. So yep, so all of the sockets are in. It's all looking good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean the floor. And I'm going to start laying carpet tiles. I'm going to have fun cutting those tiles as well, because I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to cut them. But anyway, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's things like this up here. Yeah, it is what it is. I'll fill it with bits of wood and stuff like that. Once things are in here and there's shelves, you're not going to see much of the imperfections. So, right, you join me when I'm putting the flooring down. And what I've got here is I've got some tiles from eBay. I think I've spent £60 and I've got enough tiling here to do the entire garage. The reason is that it's all random cuts. So we got one like that. You got all sorts, and I really don't mind it. If it was just all one colour, it would all be a bit weird, especially in a sauna like this or my office. So yeah, so it was cheap and cheerful, hard wearing, a little bit funky, and what I'm doing is I'm going through making sure that I don't get the same hue or pattern as I go along. So I'm just about to put this one in here, which I can do it one-handed. There we go. And I'm using a floor adhesive. Now, there's probably people out there going, no, you should not do it that, and I don't care about that. That's absolutely fine. It's because the wall's completely gone. As I said, it's all to do with the floor is just simply not even enough. I'm putting quite a bit of slopping this stuff on. It's a floor adhesive. I'm just slopping it on and putting it on. If it stays there, it stays there. If it doesn't come up, I can always take it up. That's not a problem. Or replace individual tiles. But yeah, I've got enough to do the whole garage. So I'm going to do the whole garage. So I'm just going to crack on. I'm going to do down that side. I'm going to replace that one. Excuse me. Replace that one over there. And I'm just going to go through. So, right, let's get on with this. So I finally finished. I've tiled all where the motorbike's going to be and some of my storage. I had the tiles. I thought I'd actually do it. Yeah, I think it's come out remarkably well. There we go. All done on the cheap. Yeah. I think it's a very workable room now. So I'm going to sort out this garden thing tomorrow. I've got lots of stuff in there. Some of it needs to go up in the loft, and some of it needs to be stored elsewhere. I've had to put the panels back in here, the boards, because there's nowhere else I can put them for now. Again, tomorrow and during the week I'm going to do the electrics, do a first fit on those. I'm really pleased with this. This really is going to make a difference. I'll be able to move pretty much everything in here next weekend, I think, by the time I finished. So yeah, I'm going to put another light over there, but I'm not going to connect it up to the light switch there. So I'm only going to run this one here temporarily, get some new lights next month. I'm running out of money trying to do all this. So yeah, I'm going to just connect up that to this. So that's all fine. And yeah, I should be able to move my desk into there. So the main desk, there's going to be 2 screens, amplifier, printer, scanner, book storage and stuff like that. So all of my technical books, all my programming and machine learning books. Here will be where my work stuff is. So when I'm actually doing work with to earn money, then here will be TV, video on a bench here, TV, video. There's going to also be all my electronics here. So there's going to be shelves all the way around. So there's going to be shelves all the way around here and here, like a U shape of shelves. That's where all my electronics are going to be for the Resurrection Retro channel. Over there will be sort of like a TV video, which I can watch when I'm doing stuff in here, and also a test rigs as well. Oscilloscopes, test equipment, soldering irons all up on the shelves. Then here's interesting because there's going to be a heater up there. I've got a ceramic heater, a wall mounted one, which will plug in up to that. And then here, I'm going to put all my storage for my capacitors and all the components literally on there. Yeah, and it'll just be one seat in here, like a office seat. Great, I'm loving this. What I will be doing is for my dogs, I'm going to put in a dog flap in here, and then I'm going to put a dog flap in my rebuilt garage doors. So they'll be able to come in and go out whenever they want to, rather than scratching at the door. So I'm very, very pleased. The place is an absolute mess. Manchester Airport. Yeah, I'm dead chuffed. And there's Safi. Right, let's clear this up. Okay, so back in the new office. It was all about actually building it. Now it's about doing the electrics and moving in. Here in the UK, we have specific requirements for wiring and stuff like that. So I'm going to go through. I've actually just put the very first plug on, or the socket on, I should say. And so, yeah, basically connected. This is quite a way down the ring. I just wanted to do the very first one and get them all in. Oh, there we go. Let's just put those down there so I don't lose them. So yeah, okay. So I've got the earth, the neutral, and the live all plugged, connected in on this, and I've basically got to go through every single one and do it. Okay, so I have wired up all of the sockets, but not actually put them in place. I'm going to do an electrical test. So I've got all of these sockets all wired up. The only one I haven't done is the one up there, which I'm going to do next. Oh, there's Jack. So I've done that one up there, and I've just got the light switch. So I've just got those two, light switch and that one. This one is interesting because I've actually got a cable running from here, and it goes out to there but goes nowhere. I need to replace that cable at some point and make it a ring. I'm not going to run the ring right now. I'm just going to get up and running, but I'll actually run it to there, which then runs all the way back to the box there. So I just need to sort that out, but I'm not going to connect that. So I just need to sort of test it to make sure that I've got the right one there, and then connect it up, and then we'll see whether I blow myself up. The smoke test. Right, let's get that one done, and the light socket. Right, okay, all the electrics are done. I've moved the light from there to there. There will be another strip light going across there, and I've just poked that in. That's not connected at all to the light switch. All the sockets are in and tested. Yeah, everything's all good. Yeah, it's all good, all working. I've temporarily run the cables along with the armoured cable that goes out to the shed. Oh, yeah, sorry about the flicker. Did a partial rewire of that just to sort that out. I did notice I made a mistake on the cabling between here, and the socket that runs over to there, and I've used the wrong diameter cable. I don't know how I did it, but yeah. So I'm going to replace that, and then I will connect that to a socket just over there, and from that socket up to complete the ring. So I'll do that later on. Yeah, socket there is all redundant. The light switch there is all redundant, so I don't need that. Everything checks out. I've ohmed out all the whole thing, and it's all good. I think that's nearly it, and it's time to think about moving in. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the heater up there first, and get that out of the way. Right. Okay, so this is some time after, probably a few days after my last video, or my last section of the video, I should say, and I've actually managed to get on and get the office actually in shape. Taken a while. Yeah, there we go. It's Doctor Who, Pyramid of Mars, classic. Yeah, so I've got all of the shelving up, built a bench. I couldn't find anything I liked online, and I thought, well, sod it, I've got the materials, let's just make something. It's a little bit rough, and yes, it does need that support because it bows slightly, especially under the weight of that television. So I'm going to sort of do something there later on, maybe put an angle in against the wall, something like that anyway. All my parts here, I need to go through it and add more, sort them out, get more capacitors, get more resistors and all sorts. Yeah, it's a bit messy up there. I've only literally finished it last night, and I've just come down this morning just to do this video. Ignore that, that's another video coming up soon. It all works really well. Lovely and warm in here, really lovely and warm, and also very cold and cool when it's warm outside, if you keep the door closed, because it insulates. So that's the end of this build, really. It's just me cracking on and getting some videos done for Resurrection Retro. What's the temperature right now? 16, 17 degrees. Well, there we go. 17 degrees, yeah. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm going to be putting... Oh, hello, Safi. Hello. I might put a little wall here and then extend this. I haven't got the materials to get a full extension on these shelves. These are from my old office, so I'm just going to do that for now. But I was thinking of putting an extension in here the PC here, if I just move that like that, there is space there to put something there, and so it butts up against. I did want to put that television there, but the magnetic, the magnet in the back of the speaker is affecting the TV. It's a little too close, so I've got that there. That's what I'm currently working on right now. It's been giving me lots of grief. 21-inch Sanyo. Underneath the bench, there we go. There's a bunch of TVs and stuff. So I've got a bit of storage there. And then underneath there are cables and all sorts. I did have one, let me just sit down actually. I did have a test of the electrics. My current limiting bulb here, I plugged that in with it all switched off and reset this RCD, and it shut off all the electrics at the box itself. This is a 30 milliamp. I've got a funny feeling the box is 20 milliamps or something like that. So this actually didn't trip, but the main box did, and I think it's something to do with the connections up in there. So yeah, so I've actually done a real life test of actually something shorting there, and the box, the main box at the other end of the garage, did its job. So I need to check on this, see whether that's actually working well. Yeah, everything's all a bit untidy at the moment, so yeah, I'm just literally just dump things. I do have the TV working and the if I turn it on, it all is actually all working there. So I was watching some stuff on it like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep refining it, and yeah, it's just temporary up there, just to give a bit of light. I've got more stuff to come down. It's worked really well. I'm very, very pleased with it. There we go. The carpet's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And it's just so warm in here. Not just because it's warm outside, it's about, during the daytime it's about 25 degrees Celsius, but you close the door and this place warms up really, really, really quickly. So it's very well insulated. So there we are. This is the new Resurrection Retro home, and I'm going to be making some more videos. That light there, I'm probably going to replace it with a thinner one, and I'm going to put a one in there. That's currently not connected. It's behind, the actual cable runs behind, and the actual light socket there. As soon as I'm ready, I'll connect that in and that'll be fine. I actually even used this during the daytime because it was getting a little bit warm in here, generally, with the door open, and so that worked really well. It blew cold air on my neck. Yeah, really good. Right. Well, thanks for watching these videos about my build, my new home office build, and watch out for some more videos. I'm going to be doing some more stuff with that. I've got that, which you don't want. No, yeah, don't worry about that. That's coming up soon. And so you're going to see some more of this bench, and I've also now got to work out how I'm going to do the videos because it's a slightly different layout. Very similar, but slightly different. So, right. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. I'm a small channel and I appreciate all the support I can get. And I'll see you on the next video.